Hello YouTube, Lyricise17 here, but you can just call me Travis, and welcome back to another collection update. I don't have anything to say as per usual, so let's just jump right into the music. In the background for today, we are listening to the debut full-length from a traditional heavy metal band. They probably have a little bit of hard rock, maybe AOR sound to them. High Spirits, this is, like I said, their debut full-length, Another Night, which came out in 2011. That might be a little loud. Alright, that's better. Anyway, this is a pretty cool band, solo project, Chicago. Chris Black is the guy's name. Don't really hear too many people talking about this band, and thought it'd be cool to throw them on in the background. So yeah, High Spirits, Another Night's this album, 2011 if I didn't say. High Roller Records. Alright, first up, a couple weeks ago now, I got in the reissue for Nephron's In the Hours Beneath. It came in the mail on the same day as the new Cannibal Corpse album, so actually that first night I only listened to Cannibal Corpse, and so I didn't even listen to the Nephron's album. But I woke up early that next morning, and I listened to it, 2 or 3 times in a row, and obviously super loved it, as I've been super into Nephron's lately, and have been loving all of their material. And I can't remember now if it was an email or an Instagram post or something, but Bind Dream Recordings, which is the label that put out the reissue, they said, yeah, pick up the t-shirt, and it was great timing. And as you can see, I had to do that. I had to pick it up, and so I thought it was time to pick up a couple other releases that I had been meaning to pick up, and so yeah, I did. Here they are. So the first one is "Believe in No Coming Shore" from Falls of Rauros. If you've been following me at all this year, or obviously this year, that's the only time I've been doing videos. This is a band that I've grown to like. I initially wasn't into them, but with their new one, Vigilance Perennial, I super liked that one, and so went back and listened to the only album that I had previously listened to, which was Light Dwells in Rotten Wood, and I really liked that one too, so I picked it up, and I was like, I guess I should check out the rest of their albums, because obviously I'm into them now. And this one actually was the one that Brain Smasher hyped up to me, so it was, obviously I'm going to listen to Brain Smasher, so it was the next one I picked up. This is their third full-length, came out in 2014, Bind Dream Records, inside of the liner notes, pictures on the back there, some credits. Anyway, this one, I gotta say, I will say, of the 3 that I've listened to so far, which again is The Light That Dwells in Rotten Wood, Vigilance Perennial, and then now this one, Believe in No Coming Shore. This is actually my least favorite. And that's not to say I don't like it, because actually I think it's really good. It was kind of disappointing, because I was hoping it was going to be my favorite, maybe. But anyway, I kind of felt like on this album they kind of they had a little bit more of their perhaps maybe a little more melodic sounding, or had a little more of their post-black metal influence than on the other releases. Which, again, it wasn't bad, just was a slight disappointment in terms of, I think I went into it with too high of expectations, maybe. But again, I really like this one. The drums in particular, I'm not sure, I couldn't tell you anything specific of why I like the drums, but the drum work on this album is really rad. So shout out to that. I think another thing that maybe I don't know, the production sounded really maybe too clean for me on this release. Maybe that was a factor on why it was disappointing, which again is a misnomer, because this album's really good. Just not as good as the other 2 releases for me. I still have to check out their I think their debut now, which I can't, Hailwind or something, I can't remember the full title. But yeah, Falls of Rauros, Believe in No Coming Shore, pretty cool, black metal, post-black metal, folk metal-ish in terms of the sort of somber acoustic passages. Yeah, definitely a band probably not everyone, but a lot of people know. So I'm not telling you anything new and wild here. But yeah, this sounds pretty cool, just not maybe up to what I was hoping it was going to be. But still a cool release nonetheless. So yeah, Believe in No Coming Shore, Falls of Rauros. And this is another one that I didn't mean to pick up for a while and decided to pull the trigger finally. This is Passage by Alda. If you're not familiar with this band, which until, with the last 6 months I wasn't either, this is a black metal band, maybe atmospheric black metal band out of Tacoma, Washington, which is another bad job of myself for not knowing about a local band. But yeah, again, this is atmospheric black metal. I would say this band is to Druk as Death Heaven is to Wolves in the Throne Room, so maybe a little more post-black metal-y. But I think these guys actually do a pretty good job, at least on this release, sounding like Druk, if that is their goal. It could just be that they sound awesome also. Out on Bind Dream Recordings. I initially looked at this band because they had a shirt on Bind Dream of an awesome owl, looking badass. And so I was like, oh, who has that shirt? And yeah, I liked it. I need to check out their album from 2011 called Tahoma, which is just, I believe, the Native American way to say Tacoma. But yeah, this album's really good. I like it. I'm a big fan of Druk, and this album sounds awesome too. Very similar, in terms of their songwriting style. And the vocals too, actually, they kind of sound a lot like the vocals on that band too. Although this band has some clean vocals mixed in as well, which Druk doesn't really do. But yeah, I definitely need to check out. I think they actually have 2 previous albums, other than the one I just mentioned, for a total of 3, which includes this. I'm confusing myself even now. But yeah, Alda, Passage, atmospheric black metal, a little post-black metal in there too. Definitely cool release to check out if you are not familiar with that band, which I wasn't, like I said, until recently. Okay, next up, actually for the rest of the time, I'm going to have to show off a little bit of my vice that I've been having lately. That's okay. So first up, this is actually probably my favorite thing that I have in this collection update. I'm super jacked to actually have this. This is the debut release from, this is a guess on how to pronounce it, Girtablullû. This is a black metal project out of Canada. The same guy, Zulthis of Basmu, a Bog Phantom. This is a mixture of raw black metal and dark ambient, which, to be honest, I didn't know anything about it going into listening to it. I just, like I said recently, I don't know, maybe 3-4 weeks ago now, I was raving about the new Basmu album, Witchblood, super kick-ass album, and yeah, I'm just beyond everything that Zulthis or Zulthis, I wish I knew which one it was, or if it's either of those even. Anything that guy is putting out, I'm gonna be checking out. And I saw on his Instagram that this was coming out. This was the project name. Wasn't even aware of it. And he said it's coming out, whatever the new moon was or something like that. And so I was like, I don't know what it is, but I want to support, and I want it for myself personally. And just happened to get the notification through Bandcamp at the right time. Popped on because it's only limited to 20 physical copies on cassette, and was lucky enough to be one of the 20 people to get this. To be honest, I feel honored to have it, because this is another kick-ass release. Sadly, upon opening of the package, I did actually rip the little what do you want to call this, album art thing. This is with the back. So yeah, a little sad, but you know, it's not like I'm ever gonna get rid of this. So I'll just have to deal with that myself, having known what happened. But yeah, cool cover there. Also came with this Malum Arcana Productions, I believe. That is the little small label that is putting this out. It's a little flyer for them. Reads, Hails Neophyte, this winter we shall be launching our catalog online, providing unholy sounds and sulphurous spellcraft on analog formats. Upcoming black metal, dungeon synth, and ritualistic recordings. Join our clandestine cult to receive scrolls containing knowledge of limited releases. And it'll list some bands like Basmu, Fles, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, Girtablullû, which is this release we're talking about here, Masasu, maybe? Arcane Cavern, Baxtandabal? Is that Baxtandabal? Yeah, and more. It has some links and some contact information. Slowly, if you are at all interested in reading that. So yeah, definitely. I think actually I just ended up following you guys on Instagram recently, so definitely following them because so far so good. So anyway, back into this. Like I said, this is a raw black metal dark ambient release. It comes on this cool I don't know, cream color tape with I'm not sure how to even describe this. It's kind of like sandpapery almost. Definitely has some like texture to it. I'm on the zero, but anyway, other side's blank. But yeah, I don't know, whatever this is, I liked it. It was a small touch just because it's different. Comes in this. That's the name of the album, Exorcism and Moonlight. I probably didn't say that. Take it out of this case. But yeah, just super, super cool, super ultra raw riffs, just kind of pulsing, almost hypnotic kind of drums, just ultra guttural from the depths of hell vocals. You know, then interspersed, and then just mine's number 4 of 20. Rad number to get. What does it say here? It says, I have encountered a darkness that is beyond all imagination. I did not run, nor did I hide. Instead, I embraced it and became one with it. Yeah. So anyway, kind of just I felt like one thing that really I feel like made this release really cool was I felt like the flow was really great, which was kind of crazy considering this is a mixture of raw black metal and dark ambient, which, you know, not really on its base is something that mixes well. But yeah, so we got the first track, Possession Through Necromantic Art, which is that's just a raw as fuck track. Like, that is just raw black metal. And yeah, what else can you say about it? It was just raw. And then the second track, Spells of the Kashishpatu. I'm sure I'm saying that's wrong. You can try to pronounce that for yourself. That was just a short dark ambient track, which kind of, you know, in terms of my first listen through, it kind of felt like a nice little cool interlude, little, like, you know, just whispers going on. You know, nothing to draw me away from what I just listened to. And then we get to the third track, which is The Expulsion of Malevolent Forces. This one was back to that raw black metal sound, but then it had a dark ambient kind of outro, which kind of I don't know how to even say it, but he just has a really good job of transitioning from that raw black metal to the dark ambient, and felt natural. And so that was a cool way to end that track. And then we get into the fourth track, which is Vampiric Magic. This is another track that's, you know, back to that raw black metal sound. But it kind of had this cool repetitive drum solo outro thing going on that kind of really did a really good job of transitioning into the 5th track, which is Draconian Chalice, which has a dark ambient intro, which has a nice transition into the rest of the track, which is raw black metal. And then the last track, Unification with the Abyss, which is the longest track, is completely dark ambient, and actually, I think that's my favorite, which is kind of crazy because I would have thought it would have been the raw black metal, because A, it's done really well, and just, you know, I like raw black metal. But, you know, there's something really like, there's a quiet rumbling to that track, very kind of like almost mechanically sounding in a way, just very kind of just like, I mean, at that point you're hypnotized by this band, so by that point you're sucked in. I don't know. That track rules. Unification with the Abyss. I think that was my favorite. But again, anyway, Girtablullû, which I looked it up, is it's called the Scorpion Men who guarded the gates to the underworld, which is where I think it's Sumerian god now. Yeah, because it was from the Epic of Gilgamesh or something. They were the guardians of the underworld, where the sun god went in during night, so they protected that. Anyway, that's what the Girtablullû is, if I did remember that correctly. Anyway, again, super honored to be one of the 20 people to have this release. Super rad. I'll leave a link to the Bandcamp where you can get the digital. Highly recommend you get it because it rules. Again, I will be following Zulthies, however it's pronounced. Whatever that dude puts out, I'm checking it out. So again, Girtablullû, which again I'm assuming that's the pronunciation, Exorcism and Moonlight, just a rad combination of raw black metal and dark ambient. Awesome. Okay, and then the final, I got 3 more, actually I guess 4 more to show, all on cassette, which is what my alluding to having my new Vice, which, man, cassettes, I don't know, there's something about cassettes that are just a lot of fun. I'm not sure. It's like, I wouldn't even say it was nostalgic, because it's not like I had like all that many cassettes before I jumped over to CDs, but regardless, they got me sucked in. So, I don't know, I was trolling through the bowels of Bandcamp, and I came across a rad album art cover, and I was like, ooh, I need to check this out, and it was awesome. And then I looked into what's physical, and it was on tape, and it was released on this DIY label called Worship Tapes. And so I was like, all right, I will. I thought about it for a week or two before I jumped at it, but I finally decided, you know, I kind of want to get that. And so, yeah, I went through. You know, I wanted to get this one, but I didn't want to order just one, so I picked that. I went through, all the releases, trying to find other ones that, you know, fit my self-imposed rule of being cassette only, because that's the only thing this label releases is cassettes, as the name Worship Tapes might imply. And so, yeah, I picked a couple more, and yeah, they came in. So, yeah, anyway, the one that initially piqued my interest is this release called, the band's called Daemonarchia. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it or not. I'll leave links below, because obviously these may not be readable. This is their initial album called Nocturnal Lust. Again, the album art was awesome. It's what made me want to check it out. Yeah, this is really cool. This is a Finnish band, and this is very much in that Finnish, very riffy black metal style. Pretty cool stuff. Nothing fancy. Lyrics on the inside. Nothing too fancy or novel here, but they just do a really good job of having cool, awesome, riffy black metal in that that typical Finnish style. Definitely a worthwhile band to check out if you are into that kind of stuff. I think the Bandcamp one doesn't have this in the digital release, but I guess they did a Horner cover on some digital release somewhere. I'm not sure where, but it comes on this black tape. One thing I will say for this label in general, for DIY, all of the tapes feel really, I don't know, very like solid, good quality, solid tapes, I guess, in terms of the structural quality of the tape, I guess. But yeah, Daemonarchia, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but again, a really cool, no flash in the pan, but solid, finished black metal release, Nocturnal Lust. They have another one out, also on Worship Tapes, which I probably want to pick up. So yeah, then these next two are the ones that I just picked up, so I went to pick up a couple more. This first one is called Forgotten Wisdom, and the release is called Nocturnal Meditation, which is actually, it's funny, I didn't realize that they both had the word Nocturnal in their titles. This is 4 tracks. Don't know much about this band. It might be one guy's, there's kind of just this solo image, but there wasn't a whole lot of information. Not a whole lot to really say about this release, you know, just kind of just solid black metal. I will say, oh yeah, about this label, I'll just kind of randomly throw in some facts. All of the releases are limited. Welcome back. I gotta do a better job about deleting the previous video. My apologies. Anyway, back to what I was saying. All the releases on this label, which I don't think got like 150 some, I think maybe 140s some releases. So that's pretty cool for a DIY label. But all of the releases are limited to 100, 66 or 50 copies. This Daemonarchia is limited to 100. So yeah, back to the one I was talking about, which is Forgotten Wisdom. You know, nothing too fancy going on, just you know, black metal, fuzzy riffs. This is one of the ones that's limited to 50. So yeah, nothing too much going on with this one. This was just whatever. Okay. And then the other one that I also picked out, this one, actually I was this is probably my favorite one that I got. This is Dissonant Winds, and their release Upon the Pessimist Throne. This is an Australian black metal band. There's the tape. This is just 2 tracks, long stuff. This is also limited to 100. This one's actually numbered 52 of 100. It's a solo project of this guy, Ceratos. Maybe something inside. Yeah, for a DIY label, I gotta say, again, not just the tapes, but all the J cards and stuff, quality stuff. Highly recommend. If you're into supporting analog only labels, Worship Tapes is right up your alley. But yeah, this Dissonant Winds, just awesome. Kind of in the Burzum house of kind of things. Burzum tree is the word I wanted to use. You know, just super atmospheric, drawn out, repetitive riffs. Kind of more melodic, I would say. When I kept on listening to this, there was something that felt very familiar to me, and I could never really figure it out. The only thing I could maybe think it was, I came across, there's a song by a band. They have a song called Solitary Voyage, which is the only really song I like by the band. But I really do like that song though, and I kind of felt like this is kind of like a whole album of that kind of sound. Again, it's just two tracks on this one, which are called what? Low the Forest, and then I think the title track. Yeah, Low the Forest and Upon the Pessimist Throne. But yeah, really like this one. It kind of felt more maybe closer into the DSBM into things a little bit too. But yeah, really like this. I did find for both of these, I did find there's a couple of one song a piece on YouTube, so I'll link to that. But yeah, definitely very pleased with this release, particularly since it was just one I was picking out. Just, you know, pick out another tape. So yeah, Dissonant wins upon the Pessimist throne. Pretty cool. And then he just threw in this extra little, which is basically a Worship Tapes Propaganda Part 2, which is just a compilation of Worship Tape bands. Haven't listened to this yet, but I will do so soon. This in particular, this tape, which actually is even labeled Heavy Duty Ultra Stabilized, this tape is like, I could like ward off attackers with that thing. There's all the logos of all the bands on the tape. I was pumped because I noticed the Daemonarchia song. It's on this. It's not one from my tape, so that's cool. Again, I've not listened to this, but I will soon. It does say here, this is a free compilation if you paid for it. Kill yourself or crush your dealer's nose. So I didn't pay for it, so I will not fly to Germany and fight the guy from Worship Tapes. I will just instead thank him for this free compilation. Thank you for this free compilation. So yeah, like I said, tapes are fucking rad, and there's just something, there's an unspeakable, unknown fun factor that I am getting out of buying them and listening to them. So yeah, he also threw in a bunch of ads and stuff that I need to go through. So yeah, that's all I got for this week. Thanks for tuning in. I feel like there was something that I wanted to close out here at the end, but you know what? Oh yeah, I know what it is now. Ha ha ha. I actually have this whole next week off of work, so I might pump out some extra videos, but you might call me a liar because I may just be lazy and do nothing. Regardless, yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you're familiar with any of these releases, let me know what you think of them, especially this Girtablullû, which rules. If you're familiar with this, let me know what you think of it, because I think it's freaking awesome. Yeah, have a good day.